I'm here with top pro player Dekel Bar, and today he's going to teach me his signature serve.
In my opinion, the serve is one of the most important shots in the game. It's the only shot that you fully control, and it starts up your entire point, so you want to get to a good start.
So to get started, what are some things that we should be thinking about when it comes to our serve in pickleball?
So serve, the first thing for me is the depth. If you hit a deep serve, you push your opponents back, and then they have a harder time getting into the kitchen line. So if they have a harder time getting to the kitchen line, you have more room to work with for your third shot. You have more, if you're driving, you can catch them a little bit further behind the line. It'll be harder for them to get a good volley on it. And if you're dropping, you have, again, more room to work with. Your drop doesn't have to be as precise. On top of that, if you keep them even further back and they're even further from the line, you can have some people like to call it the drip, the kind of in between the drive and the drop. So it really sets you up very well for the whole point.
So depth's important. Where are you ranking power and spin?
Power and spin, so the power and spin will keep your opponents back even further. So first you want to have the depth, and after that you want to work on adding the spin and adding the power, because then it will keep them, those are kind of like the next stages. I think all are important. Personally, I feel comfortable using more power just because it's easier for me to use my body weight forward to create that power. And I feel like I can get it deep, hard and consistent just with my body weight going forward and the mechanics.
Okay. So how do you think I should be gripping my paddle? I know a more standard grip would be, if I'm in the kitchen holding this continental grip, but if I'm hitting a serve, especially if I want to hit a hard, deep serve, where should I be gripping
So continental is a good place to start, and you can see how it feels for you. Personally, I move it around a little bit more this way, and then you have a little bit more spin. You're able to generate more spin with your paddle.
Okay.
So paddle facing a little bit more down after the continental grip. It will be easier for you to create the spin with your forehand serve motion.
So how far, or does it kind of depend, I guess, but?
Yes, you can go, it's very personal. Some people move it further along, and I wouldn't move it too far, because then it's not super comfortable, and then you're sacrificing power also. So I really move it just a tiny bit from the continental, not too much.
And do you change it back after you hit your serve, like when you're transitioning?
I hit my drive with the same grip, my forehand drive. But if it goes to my backhand, then I change the grip.
So you are changing your grip.
So if it goes to my backhand, yes. And after the drive, I change grip. I'm not a great example because I change grips for a lot of different shots, but they're micro changes. So nothing feels like very odd or very different, but it's a lot of little changes.
So typically you'd find yourself playing it with a different grip at the kitchen line versus on the serve?
Yes, but some of it will be like, let's say if I'm hitting some forehand or a forehand roll, it'll be very similar to my serve grip and my drive grip. But if I'm hitting a backhand roll, it'll be a little different. Okay. So there's a lot of micro changes during the point. Like we said, it's the shot that we control 100% of before we start the point, the only one. So I like to have a nice routine. I'll bounce the ball a couple times, and then I'll go into the serve, go into the court to get some power. That's the most important thing, is if I'm tossing the ball or if I'm dropping it, for the ball to be in front of me, and then this way I'm able to use my legs and my hips and my body weight towards my target. Either if I drop it or I toss it forward, it's always in front of me, and then I'm following through towards where I'm hitting.
So you end up contacting the ball over the court, which is fine as long as your feet are behind it.
Right. If I'm it's not a huge deal, but if I'm contacting it inside the court, they have a little bit less time, not a big deal, but for me the main thing is just because I'm going forward. Okay, so if I'm going forward, I will end up being inside the court.
Do you end up stepping back after you
Yeah, so it a lot depends on the returner. I'm ready to step back, I'm hitting the serve, I'm ready, I'm seeing, let's say if my serve is really deep, there's a chance that the return will be shorter, right? Then maybe I won't take a big step back, but if I see they hit a good return, you can see it by their trajectory or by their position. Let's say if they're out of position, more likely it'll be a shorter return, right? So then I'm staying here. If I see they're in good position this way, I'm ready to take a step back, and then I see how their ball path is.
So you're basically waiting to see what their response is to your serve, how the return is.
Either with, sometimes I get like an early tell with their body position or how they are going to strike the ball. But yes, I'm seeing the general picture, and then if I'm seeing the trajectory as a deeper return, I take a step back according to where the return is. Yeah.
All right, to start my routine, bounce the ball, make sure I got my grip right.
All right, nice. I like the body momentum going forward, follow through towards the target. Was a great deep serve. You aced it on the first one.
Let's go.
Nice. You should be focused on his serve. It's amazing. What is this? I'm done here.
There we go.
That's elite serving. No, you have a good motion. You're ready. You're not rushing the serve. You're focused right before. You're following through. You're getting the easy power from your body and from your legs, from your hips. So everything is kind of working together. And yeah, then you see the result.
So that deep serve right there, you saw, I had a pretty good return. I didn't get all the way up to the line, right? So it's a difference when you're playing against the pro and he's prioritizing getting that ball nice and deep. I'm gonna have a tough time getting all the way up. Yeah, so see, I was caught back like 3 feet off the line, right? Big difference. Only shot you control 100%, so why not give it your best shot? And it's a deep one again. I feel like I'm running out of time just because the serve's so deep, can't quite get all the way up there. And you can feel the difference even that second to last one, a little bit shorter, I made it up a little more comfortable. Deep serve, it's the way to go.
So as you can see, the power comes from our body and our legs and not just from our arms. If we just do our arms, we're not unlocking the full potential of our power. So it comes from our entire body and our body weight forward. Same thing for the spin. For the spin, we're not using our wrist to add and create that spin. Our paddle will do the work for us as long as we have the down to up swing. All right, so our swing path this way. Our paddle is gritty enough and it'll do the work for us. My favorite serve is towards backhand over there. I have the most room to work with. I can also, let's say, is stacking, for example, if he needs to run to the other side, it'll be a lot harder for him than if I'm serving down the tee. It's just more room for him to cover. But my main reason, let's say, if he's not stacking, if he's staying there, I can add more power to it because I have more length. It's easier for me to get the ball in the court. Okay, I can really go after it. That was close, but it was still in, I believe. And I really went after it. I gave it some height, I gave it depth. It's just a safer spot to go to. Another spot, which is good, is the middle. Again, a very safe spot. You have a little bit less distance, but still a safe spot. Sometimes people are not sure if to take a forehand or a backhand, so you can confuse them there. But also, those are two of the main spots, but it's also where is your opponent's weakness. If their weakness is his forehand, I'm hitting to his forehand most of the time. So it's very situational. See how your opponents are, see what they like best, see if they're stacking, unstacking, and all of that. And then you'll have a lot of different options, and you'll see, you'll have to choose the best one. To sum up, my favorite and most important thing is having your toss, or when you drop the ball in front of you. This will help you create the power, have your body momentum forward, and have your follow through towards your target.
Serve is the most important shot in the game. If you can't serve, you can't play, and it's the only shot you have 100% control over, so why not make it as good as possible? Actually, you should, and I think you probably would agree, need to make it as good as possible.
For sure, why not make it a weapon?